Welcome to episode 7 of Dion Rising. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the Knights of D20. Hey, y'all.
Woo-woo.
Once again, before we begin, we have a few business and housekeeping items brought to you by the man with the greatest hair in the realm. Bobby, if you would be so kind.
Absolutely. Thank you. So a couple things that we wanted to talk about. The first thing, I want to do a completely shameless plug for my podcast, the Int Mod Pod. If you've been following us, thank you. But if not, if you have any questions about how do I play D&D, how do I start, what are the rules, just come over there, meet us over there. We're on Apple Podcasts right now. We're looking at expanding here very, very soon to other podcast platforms. Tomorrow we will be dropping episode 2. It's going to be me and Royal, and we're going to talk about all of the skills in D&D 5e. So if you have any questions about how those are used, or maybe how they differentiate from each other, feel free to hop on over to that and we will fill you in. And we're even going to tell you which ones we like and which ones we don't really think are that great. Outside of that, we do have our book club that will be starting very, very soon. So if you missed our Instagram post where I revealed what the book for the month is going to be, we are going to be reading Fall of Ruin and Wrath. I don't know if you can really see it with the way my lights are, and it might even be reversed. I don't know. But if not, oh, it's not. Cool. So with that, if you want to read that along with us, we will be meeting on the 13th. We're going to have a video coming out where all of us are going to have read all the way through chapter 19, which is about the halfway point for this book, and we're going to discuss it, talk about our theories, what we like, what we don't like, and then later on the 4th Friday of the month, we are going to get together once we've all finished the book and talk about it again. So if you have any input you would like to throw in there, check out that video on the 13th, throw your comments down. We probably won't look at the comments, I will warn you, for the 13th, just because we're trying to avoid the spoilers until after we finish the book. So if we don't get back to you immediately, that's why. Next up, I want to talk about tea time. So on Wednesdays, if you are free at night, you need to get over there and watch Melanie and whoever her guest for the week is with Kara, and they had such a great conversation. It's like I'm in the loop. I get to see all of the behind the scenes stuff, and I was still enthralled and just completely captivated by what they were saying. It was so much fun. Go watch them. On Wednesday this week, she's going to be with Dane, who plays Kilian. So do go check them out. That's going to be Wednesday at 9 p.m. and they will be live for that. So if they have time, they'll probably be answering any comments that you have, any questions that you might want to ask them if they're feeling generous. So go over there, make sure you engage with them. During our last week's tea time with Kara, they did have so much fun talking about things like how therapeutic D&D can be, just the kind of mental things that you can get out, the friendships you can make, kind of the more emotional side of D&D. And with that, they decided to start up yet another project. So Kara and Melanie, or as we like to call them, Caramel, are going to be hosting a little show called Casting Friendship. Now, this is going to be a little podcast where they talk about the emotional and therapeutic sides of D&D, as well as just kind of how they feel about topics and prioritizing play and imagination as adults, because oftentimes there's, a big stigma with adults playing games like this. So they're really going to dive in there and really talk about things in the TTRPG community that as adults we face, and as people with lots of emotions that we face. So that is going to be starting up September 13th. So that's going to be the same day that we have our book club. You will also be able to find them also on Apple Podcast, and I'm thinking by then we should also be over on Spotify, so we'll keep you updated on that. Additionally, we want to thank everyone for getting us up to affiliate. We have now been able to accept subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed to us, please do that if you feel so inclined. But I definitely wanted to give a big shout out to everyone who has already subscribed to us. It means the absolute world to us that you enjoy our story and you enjoy our games that we've put so much into. It just means so much that you looked at us and you said, yes, I want them to have money for this. And, it's a really special thing for all of us. And I think I can speak for all of us when I say thank you so much. And we absolutely adore you and thank you. But with that, we also, some of you might have noticed that we are running ads before the stream, and then we will also be running ads during our breaks. So we shouldn't have too much overlap while we're actually playing. There might be a 30-minute period here or there, but for the most part, we are trying our best to time it so that you don't miss any of our playtime because of pesky ads, all right? So with that, I'm going to send it back to Kara.
Thank you, Bobby. And thank you all again for joining us as we embark on an epic adventure in the world of Dion, where heroes rise, dangers abound, and legends are born. Players, dice at the ready. Last time, our party of heroes met Slumlord Dixon Connell, who confided in Eidos, Seraphina, and Kilian that he could indeed help them hide money in a false nonprofit, and offered them contracts to take to Lord Harren so they could lease various Weststock properties from the city. Deciding that this Dixon character was indeed a sleazy criminal, and confirming that Dixon and Harren are in league together, they worked up a plan to infiltrate Harren's house and steal the mysterious artifact he has been using to exert control and influence in Tuzankin. Upon Harren's return home, Zada confronted him with the others nearby, and they managed to incapacitate him. The human criminal showed his cards, allowing a demonic voice to escape him in anger. Hearing this, Zada took immediate action, running his sword through the possessed man's heart. With nowhere to go but down, the group descended into the hidden basement of the home to find the artifact that they seek. Players, led by Zata and Eidos, you climb down the ladder into this stone basement of the treasurer's home. There's a small entry room, or just kind of a first chamber that you land in which you see a small desk with an open book on it and a ring of keys. You also see some shelves full with binders and books and things. And you see a large, for lack of a better word, vault door with a circular opening mechanism. It appears to be closed and locked. And you also see a variety of reinforced crates down here as well. What would you all like to do as you climb to the bottom of this ladder and take in your surroundings?
Zada is going to just look around. It's going to be trying to find... I guess he sees a large door in front of him. He's just going to go straight towards it and try to open up what he sees.
To the vault door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's this large, like, barred locking mechanism that spins, and you try and move it, and it doesn't budge for you. You take a good look at it at the central kind of pivot of this locking mechanism, and it has an impression akin to a keyhole, but in a very specific shape. You look at it, and it's kind of an indent in the shape of a hammer.
Okay, so not the necklace that I found earlier.
The hammer necklace that you found earlier?
Oh yeah, so it is that one. So I'll go ahead and push that in there. I was like, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, it immediately clicks in your head like, found a necklace earlier, that can't be right. And you're like, oh, that's exactly right. You pop it in there and roll a quick religion check for me.
Oh boy. Yep. Should be good at this.
Oh, you're muted.
I muted myself because I tried to open up the other thing, but it was not. That is an 8.
An 8, okay. Yeah, you recognize like this large door overall that you're looking at. It's this big like stone and steel door. And the hammer is sort of central, but there's actually like this big like embossed sort of image on the door itself of a mountain with the dwarven hammer in the center of it. And it appears to be like some sort of symbol, but you can't quite recall with an 8 what that might be for. Anyway, Yeah, you insert this hammer, clearly a key, and the whole mechanism, as you're inserting it, like, boonk, slides in, and you go to spin it, and the wheel freely spins.
All right. Just open it up.
Would Kilian be able to look at the table that's there, if there's any other like documents or anything like that?
Absolutely, yeah. It's really just like a small desk. And you look at the open book laying there looking for documents. And it appears to be another account book. It has a ledger of gold that's been added to the vault itself.
Yeah, Kilian's definitely gonna take that.
Great. You do so. Other things on this desk. There's a ring of keys sitting there. They don't quite look like large door skeleton keys. They're like smaller keys, as if for some sort of smaller container. Yeah, that's about all you find. The desk itself doesn't even have drawers. It's really just a work surface.
Well, I don't think Lord Harren's going to be needing his keys anytime soon, so we're going to just take those as well.
All right. So you pocket the account book and the keys that are on the desk. Anybody else want to look around the room as Zada spins and opens the large vault door?
Can Bula go over to you said the reinforced crates?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And just kind of poke them, sniff them a little bit, see if any of them are broken or open or...
Yeah. They are not locked. They are just nicer crates for shipping and traveling with things, or keeping things safe from the human environments. And you open up one, and it has you start to look through it, and it has all these rolled up. You unroll one and see that it's blueprints. You roll another, and it's another set of blueprints. And you come to realize, looking through them, that these are old and new blueprints of different places within the city of Tuzankin, different buildings. You're oh, this is Tuzank Hall, and this is the actual house that we're in. You're finding all these different blueprints for buildings or for whole city block in these crates.
So not just for the neighborhood that we're in and the buildings that he's recently taken over, but you're talking about throughout the entire city.
Yes, very much yes. And roll an investigation to see if you can find any specific blueprints in this crate.
12.
Okay. Yeah, you're digging through and unrolling. Zada's over there. You hear him working this large, heavy wheel, turning it as the locking mechanism slowly slides in this door. And you unroll one, and it appears to be one of a set of they're all kind of bound together in this large leather container, holding all these different scrolls. And you start to unroll them, and they are blueprints of the sewer system. And they catch your eye more than the others because these are marked on with newer ink than what the blueprints were written in originally, as if someone has taken notes more recently on these sets of blueprints in a different color ink. And there's different areas circled or X'd out, and some notation saying searched, no leads, or sometimes you see searched recent camp or searched tracks. And you unroll one, and a whole separate sheet of paper kind of falls out as you unroll it, and you pick it up and read it. And it says, Asset Dark Down. Monitor House of Paramnesia. Search sewers. Report directly to Umber Superior with location. Do not engage. And I will send you that so that you all have it for your note.
Thank you.
So upon finding that one, because I don't know that she would know what that means necessarily. Some of the things, yes. So she's going to walk over to the desk where Kilian is rifling through things and shoving keys in his pocket. And she just kind of nudge him and hand it to him.
Great. Yeah, Kilian, you take a look at it. You read the piece of paper and take a look at the blueprint she's holding up to you.
I'm don't think I've heard of the House of Amnesia before. Is anyone else?
Can't say I have, no.
Is that not that fun cheese that we like to eat sometimes?
Sounds similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah. Do you go ahead and just pocket these things, pop them in your bag?
Yeah, we'll just kind of collect everything incriminating we can possibly find.
Okay, cool. So you've got a set of sewer blueprints with notations, as well as this sort of note that was rolled up in one of them.
So from where we are, can we see into this other room here?
You can, yes. So there are stairs leading down into a separate, like, somewhat smaller, like, meeting room, office-y looking space as you're just, like, peeking in through that doorway.
Okay. So Seraphina's gonna nudge Eidos and say, Eidos, I think, should we go into that creepy room over there?
Seraphina, I thought you'd never ask. No, I don't want to go into the creepy room. It's kind of in the name why I wouldn't want to go. Maybe once we figure out what's in the vault. Did you say if we can see into this creepy room, or is there...
Can, yeah. And this is all lit with the same kind of, like, magically, like, sustained wall sconces and stuff. So the whole basement is pretty well lit. And you can pretty much see, like, it's not a bit large room. You can see a fireplace in one wall. You can see the back wall. Just kind of walking around looking through this doorway. It's pretty clearly just another small room that you can see into. It's got a table and a couple chairs.
Eidos will kind of groan and rub his eyes and say, I hate it here. But yes, let's go check it out. The quicker we get through this place, the quicker we can get out.
Seraphina's gonna let Eidos go first.
Of course. Eidos definitely pauses for a moment, expecting her to go first, until he realizes that it's a lost cause. Kind of sighs and starts walking.
Awesome. You head into this secondary little office-y space. And you see a table and some meeting chairs. Looks to be, like, pretty well used. Like most of his spaces you've found. He just kind of is leaving things strewn about, not really afraid of who might see. So you take a look at the desk, and there are some drawings laying there of what you can recognize, being a caster, as some spell circles, like the kind of circle you physically draw on a space. And there's a couple different versions of this. They're kind of crudely hand-drawn, as if they were, like, copied from something, as a set of notes. It doesn't say what they're for, it's just these conjuration circles. There's also an open journal laying on the table, and you start running a finger down it, and it has a list of names, and amounts that they have been paid. And you flip back some pages to see how far back this goes, because it's a large journal and it's almost toward the end of being full, and it goes way back, longer than certainly longer than Harren's lifespan. You understanding he's a human mortal, and it goes back a long way.
Installed just more list of more names and amounts they were paid.
Yes. And on occasion, like, it'll also note, like, specific, like, special skills or, like, services provided to treasurer, things like that.
What kind of services do I see?
There's a lot of, like, just, like, reconnaissance, guard, like, sword skills, or hand-to-hand combat. There are a few that are, like, has relationship with local newspapers, things like that. So go ahead and roll just a history check.
Okay. 14.
And Can Seraphina do it too?
Yeah,
While
absolutely.
she's like
Go
peeking
ahead.
over his shoulder.
Yeah, if you're reading it too, yeah, go for it. A 14 and a
So
Sarah, that's a 7.
This looks very familiar.
I know what this is. This is words.
Obviously.
Boring.
Eidos, you in your background, have seen the kind of like what it looks like and the documentation that happens when people are being paid under the table, or when bribes are being managed on a large scale. And this looks an awful lot like things that you've seen related to that. And even more so, like you start to like note that like a lot of people are marked with like a CC, and you think copper cloaks. Like this is a list of like city guards and people such as that. And you kind of you piece together that this appears to be like a list of bribed people that can help the treasurer in a way.
Okay. I'll lean over to Seraphina and say, yes, I imagine you would be familiar with this. Looks like it's just furthermore evidence of Harren's wrongdoings. It seems he's been bribing people a long time, and perhaps somebody was doing it before him.
Seraphina, having very little understanding of bribery or corruption at this level, she just nods in agreement. Yes, that makes perfect sense.
How does you clock it? You're like, oh, you roll your eyes.
Yeah, I roll my eyes, and I'll just like kind of shove over the drawings of spell circles toward her, and ask her, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Yeah, with our education in Arcana, do we recognize any of these spell circles?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check. You both
Both of us?
would.
Okay.
I have a 15.
I have a 16.
15 and 16, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, you both have pretty extensively studied the arcane arts. And so you both recognize these circles, like after taking like a pretty in-depth look at them and recognizing some different patterns and repetitions. They appear to be conjuration circles, specifically used to conjure creatures, to bring creatures to a spot, based on certain other things that might be happening. Certain triggers will conjure into creatures.
Maraway, have I ever seen Hoothmere?
Yes, everyone saw Huthermere when we were fighting little children.
That's right, that's right. Recognizing these spell circles, I'll call over Maraway. Says, hey, Maraway, come take a look at this. This seems to be more your speed.
Oh my god, Wula, did you hear that? I'm going to be useful!
Oh, you're always useful in some way.
And then I'm just going to hop over to them to take a look.
Yeah. Looks like a bunch of crude drawings of conjuration circles. I've seen you practice this art before. Maybe you can make something of this more than I can.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what this is. When I conjure things, it's a little bit different than this. Do you want me to make an Arcana check anyway?
Well, Marway, you take a look, starting to consider how you're gonna decipher what these are that they're showing you. And you spent just a few hours ago a lot of time in a room by yourself, reading a book in depth, or being taught to read in this book by Huthermere, about conjuration spells. And you immediately say, I just saw these a few hours ago, and you pull that book out.
Look at this! Look, my curiosity is finally showing its reason. And I'm just going to push the book at look, it's got the same things.
Oh, how serendipitous. Perfect. Maybe we can make heads or tails of this.
Yeah, you go ahead and you flip through this book pretty fast. Marway points out the pages that he kind of recognizes the circles from. And all of these circles are labeled in the book as summoning creatures from the Nine Hells.
That does not sound like a good thing. What exactly does that mean?
What, Nine Hells?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't know how it works where you're from, but here, if you're naughty, you get sent to the Nine Hells, and it's a way of punishing you for the rest of time. And I imagine any creatures from the Nine Hells are going to be similarly distasteful.
Normally, my mother would just send me to my room for a little bit, but that sounds awful.
Yes,
Do you not have like mothers to send you to your rooms?
that's the first level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it gets worse from there.
Since coming to your strange world, let me tell you, I have been, if anything, surprised by how awful your world is.
Trust me, Maraway, I know. And I hope that someday I can go with you and get out of this place, because it is distasteful.
I don't really like that. That doesn't sound fun. But there you go. There's the book. Good luck. And I'm going to go back to Zata because I'm really interested a lot more in what's going to be behind this big door. I've heard enough of this sadness.
Yeah. You all hear the door finally click all the way open, and Zata, you manage to pull this very heavy stone and steel door open. Yeah, it opens up into a fairly large vault. I'll go ahead and reveal that on the map for you all. And
Ooh.
oh boy, Maraway, you're standing next to Zata. And you both are the first ones at this door as it opens up. And all these magical wall sconces flame up in this room. And the walls are lined with chests, some open, some closed. A couple large cabinets are standing there. And just like an obscene pile of gold and loose jewels. Topped by this blue glass orb, sort of container sitting on top of this pile of jewels and wealth. Sarah and Eidos, the last thing you find in the room you're looking at is a list of what appears to be artifacts. Different named artifacts. Only 5 different artifacts listed here, and recorded as being kept inside the vault. As you hear this door creaking open, and Maraway going, "Ooh!"
I'll call into the next room. Say, be careful in there. That's where they keep the artifacts, and there are apparently 5 of them, and we have no idea what they do.
Well, I can tell you one thing that they do. They do the sparkle.
Yeah, Zata will just, if you look at him right now, his claws are extended, and he'll just like sneer. He's like, all this money could be going to the people that he hoards. Those who he's supposed to protect. And then Zata just strides in.
All right, yeah. As soon as your feet hit the floor on that side of the vault door, this glowing pattern appears on the ground underneath the pile of golden gems. This, at this point you all know what to be a conjuring circle on the ground. Just like every little piece of stray gold is piled up on top of it. And it's just glowing.
I'm gonna.
Zata's, I was gonna say, Zata's gonna stride right up to that orb and put his hand on it.
Everyone should probably get in here. The shiny's doing weird things, and Zata's about to touch it.
I will walk in there.
Lula goes in as well.
Kilian hears Zada's about to touch something and it runs over.
I just imagine Kilian's eyes like fully rolling back and back around.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, my grabby crab isn't working. There we go, select. Help move y'all. Yeah, you all come rushing into the vault. You watch Zada walking, and as soon as your foot crosses the threshold, you come face to face with, you all see from behind him, as soon as his foot crosses over that conjuration circle, the whole thing, it's been just steadily glowing, but it goes dark, and then boom, like this huge like rush of magic kind of blows all of your hair back and sends Zada's whole mane like standing up on end. And in front of him immediately is this just horrible, for lack of a better word, like barbed creature. This like almost humanoid looking but awfully hellish, awfully monstrous being that stands almost as tall as Zata and has a hunched back and a big like bloated stomach and all these spiked barbs all over its body and its tail. And it reaches out to grab Zata by the throat. Zata, go ahead and roll a contested athletics check.
Oh, athletics. Can I do acrobatics?
Yeah, sure, dex skill, yeah, if that's what you're gonna try and get out of it, absolutely.
That's a 6.
And I rolled a 10.
That was a real low.
So yeah, it reaches out, and you all see it grab Zata with these long nails too, trying to pierce through his like thick mane, but it has him by the throat. So I want everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Jesus.
Come on.
I'm rolling bad, guys.
Me too.
That's the second 3 in a row.
All right, Kilian, what you got?
I got 11.
11. Zata?
8.
8.
8.
Love that, +5. Marway?
6.
Yes. Bula?
3.
3. Yikes. Idas?
Doing great, guys.
13.
15.
Okay.
And Sarah got a 12, yes.
Well, yeah.
All right. Yeah, it reaches out and grasps Zata by the throat and says, "You touch my pile of gold?" And immediately goes to attack you with its tail and its claws all at once. So it is going to roll a... that's a 13 to hit on the first attack.
No.
Second attack, and a 21.
Yeah.
I figured.
Ouch.
Oh, wait, before we do, also, so at the beginning of combat, as a monk ability, it is uncanny metabolism. When you roll initiative, you can regain all expended focus points and roll your martial art dice to regain that many hit points. So I'm going to do that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, go for it. That's incredible.
So that will be 3 hit points back to Zata, and I will have all my focus points back.
Awesome.
New monk.
New monk. Gotta love the new monk. 2024 roll. All right, that's 5 points of piercing damage on that second attack, and then it attacks with its tail as well, as it claws, and then it whips its tail around out behind it to hit you with the barbs of its large, meaty tail, and that's only a 12 to hit. So I believe that misses.
Yes.
I don't know why, but the way you just described that tail made me uncomfortable.
Big meaty tail. You don't like his
Large meaty tail.
That large, meaty tail.
Tail. Yeah. I like making people uncomfy. Kilian, you see this like horror as you come rushing in. It's not your turn in initiative yet, but like you almost drop to your knees as you run in. You see this thing be conjured by the summoning circle. You see it grasp Zada and claw at it, but immediately your divine eye, this black starry eye that you have, for the first time in a long time, burns with this like hot stabbing pain, and you almost drop to a knee. It's so sudden and jarring, as you behold this creature that's got Zada by the throat. Eidos, what are you gonna do?
Bro, it's my turn.
Huh?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. I am gonna cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level. Yeah, it's a 4-inch diameter sphere that I'll send forth with my staff and try to get it right in the back so I don't hurt our friends out of here. And yeah, so that's good. Let's roll. 19.
19 hits.
Perfect. All right. Oh, I rolled digitally. Ooh, I am going to use a sorcery point to re-roll some of those.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm going to keep the 5 and roll the other 3.
Okay.
That's another 5, so 10. The 12. And 17, then much better.
17 damage.
Yes.
Nice, beautiful. All right, anything else from Eidos?
I think
Still
that
kind of
is-
standing like within. It's like this like very small like vault or tunnel that you are all standing in, except for Maraway, who stepped in with Zada first.
I think I'm good out here for the moment until I see what this thing is up to, especially with that meaty tail of his.
Yeah, that large meaty tail. It's intimidating, that's for sure. Lady Seraphina, you're up.
Seraphina's gonna smooth her hair after it's gotten blown away from it, the creature coming in. And she's disgusted by the creature. She can barely see it because she's in the back of this tunnel. So she'll move up just a hair to get her better view. And she's gonna stay right here at a distance to keep safe. And she's gonna cast her Eldritch Blast
Okay, go for it.
for 21.
That hits.
And there is 8 damage.
8 points of damage, nice. Yeah, you, luckily in this moment, the fear and adrenaline, you managed to cast this Eldritch Blast, and you have a moment of like pride as your first spell you've thrown in a minute hits and makes contact. And you feel this like rush of power that you've been looking for a while, so that feels pretty good. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
No, her confidence builds, but she looks at Eidos and says, "Have you seen anything like this?"
Nothing quite like this, I don't think. If I remember correctly.
Have we seen anything like this?
I don't think either of you have.
No,
particular
never
case.
in my life. This is awful.
I don't remember reading about these. Gross.
All right, Kilian, your turn.
All right. Kilian kind of picking himself up off the ground and wiping away the cold sweat that he has on his forehead. Goes back and kind of just dials into his years of training, exactly what he needs to do in this moment, and just kind of fighting through the pain that he's got in his eye. Begins to hurriedly kind of run towards the creature and unclasps his whip at the same time. And he's going to rush over there and make an attack against this thing.
Go for it.
As long as I'm within 10 feet of it. Alright. And as Kilian kind of draws back the whip, he feels his eye coursing with energy, and the burning sensation that was causing him pain is now flooding through his body, and he feels it extending down into his hand and into his weapon, as everyone else around can start to see the whip glow a little bit with like a white kind of energy to it. And he's going to make an attack with it, using his channel divinity to make it a sacred weapon. And that's going to be 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And almost like unknowingly, as he, feels the energy course through and makes the attack with his whip, as it connects, a huge like blast of divine energy is going to come off of the tip of it, and he's going to cast divine smite at the same time. Almost like unknowingly, he's doing this.
Yeah, you're running on instinct at this point.
And is this technically classified as a fiend as well?
It is.
All right, so that's extra D8 of damage. So the whip is only gonna be 6. All right, hold on. A lot of math. So 2 plus 4, so that's 6, 10, 17, and then 23 points of damage in total. All of it being radiant damage.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts for sure. You've all seen Kilian spar. You watched him during the flail snail fight. You've never seen the look in his face, first of all, those of you who can see him currently. Second of all, you've never seen him unleash this very divine power. And it is something to behold. Anything else for your turn, Kilian?
And as like the whip cracks and hits the creature, and he kind of brings it back to him, he's almost like as confused, looking down at the now currently glowing whip that he has in his hand. And that's going to be his turn.
Incredible. All right, Zada, you're up. You're
Zada,
held in this thing,
yeah.
so you're kind of being grappled by this thing by the throat. It's got its claws sort of tangled in your mane on your neck.
So Zada's going to reach up and like grab its arm, and then no one can see him, but for him, he is smiling wildly at this thing, and he is like, you finally show yourself. Excellent. And he's like, you are facing one of the chosens of Ere, and then as a bonus action, he will cast Shield of Faith as he's wreathed in fire. And then he goes up, his claws extend, and then he's not even going to try to break the grapple, he's just going to start clawing at this guy.
Hell yeah, get it.
Do an attack. So like I said, roll bad, that's a 2, so that's a 7, so that's not going to do shit.
Yeah, you try. It manages to like lock out its elbow and kind of throw you back just a foot too far, so you just kind of claw air between you in that first attack. Go ahead and go again.
No, he only gets one attack because bonus action to cast Shield of Faith, so he'll just stay there, but he is just smiling wildly with like a fierce fervor in his eyes as he's about to attack them.
Yeah, you've been asking for this fight for a minute. Zada's ready. All right, Maroway, seeing these things happen, what are you gonna do?
All right. So I don't think that Zata really wants me to pull him out of this. He seems a little excited by it, so I'm just gonna let him do his thing. But I am going to go ahead and summon Huthermer to my side. Because I'm not prepared for this kind of fight by myself.
Oh no, I have a Huthermer token. Just give me a second to find him.
We know you're in here somewhere, Huthermer.
So many tokens. Huthermer, where are you? You said you're popping him right next to you?
Yes. Welcome, Huthermer. But then for my bonus action, I'm going to move up, and I'm actually going to cast Sanctuary on Zata. So Zata, you would feel wrapping around you this magical essence that feels like home. Whatever home feels like for you, it feels warm and welcoming and always sunny, but you also get this feeling in your chest, almost like looking at a picture of childhood friends long since past, that fills you with remorse and regret, all at the same time. So if it wants to hurt you now, it has to go through my wisdom check. And that's going to be it for me this time.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. Next up is Bula.
Okay, so Bula's still kind of in the tube, I guess, hallway-ish.
Yep.
So at this point, all she knows is that she's hearing weird things and seeing like lights. She saw Kilian kind of go down and get up and run, and felt something go past her from Seraphina behind her. So she's gonna step out of the tube, and then she's kind of seeing what's going on here. And that is going to make her real angry. So she's going to use her bonus action to rage. And as she does so, she gets this kind of weird, like she's really angry. And then kind of like almost like her nose twitches a little bit. And she kind of sneezes. And as she sneezes across the room, something just pops out of nowhere. And she kind of looks at it, but she's so angry that she doesn't necessarily think that she did that or that it has anything to do with that weird tingly sneeze. So she's going to continue up this way. And she is going to attack very angrily with her great axe. All right.
Roll a hit.
So that's actually just going to be a 10, but it's okay because she feels real lucky. She's just feeling so lucky that that didn't happen. Oh, come on.
I feel this, Bula.
Are you feeling even more lucky?
The same thing twice and they were both real bad.
Yeah, I feel that.
So sad. So sad.
Do I burn another one?
Oh,
Burn it, that's what they're for.
Oh, okay. One more.
Turn that
Let's
luck
get-
around.
This is what peer pressure looks like, children.
Burn it. For the love of Pete.
we are not good at all.
Does a 12 hit at all?
I'm sorry.
Of course not.
We are not rolling good.
You're like, you may be feeling lucky, but you're also incredibly thrown by the weird tingle that you just felt and the thing that just popped up in your peripheral vision.
She's like kind of looking at that while she's going and just totally dismisses.
Yeah, totally distracted.
Might have even given Zada like a little bit of a haircut on the side. Just some of the flyaways, nothing important.
The like magical essence that summoned this creature like has his hair standing up like it's been static shocked. So you just kind of a nice little buzz on one side, little fade going. All right.
Well, that's it.
We're back to the fiend's turn. It is
Oh
going.
wait, so
to...
am I?
Oh,
I'm
correct.
bottom of initiative, right?
Correct.
So then, the thing that showed up.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's looking at it. She misses. Then she's looking like, oh crap! I almost got Zada. And then all of a sudden, off to the side, it explodes. So. But there's nothing within 5 feet of it. It just explodes. And she's just like, what the? Okay, whatever. Maybe that was off of this dude up here.
Incredible. Yeah, you're very confused. The people around you are very confused. Marway, you're like, that wasn't even in the summoning circle. What's happening? Who was that guy?
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, the Barb Devil like is a little bit weirded out by all of this. And it is going to. It's still got Zada in its grip, but it's now up against a bunch of you. So it is going to, with its free hand, you all see it and hear it speaking in Infernal and making the motions of casting a spell. And it is going to roll a 16 to hit Bula, who just took a swing at it.
16 hits.
Okay. And this flame comes shooting out of its hand right at you, almost at point blank range, for 9 fire damage.
Okay. I have to take that in whole.
Yeah. And let's see. You're wearing what kind of armor? Leather armor, or
Leather,
just
yeah.
leather armor?
Yeah.
The fur of your leather armor catches fire.
Okay, she's like, gotta put that crap out.
And it's gonna do that again. It burns you, and it's gonna turn to Zada that it's holding, and it's going to.
Is this an attack roll?
It is an attack roll.
I will need it to make a wisdom saving throw first.
Ooh, thank you. That first one was 2. Do I need to make a wisdom save on that one? Need to retcon that?
No,
Just 2. Okay.
That's for me.
just on Zada, because he has Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Cool, right. That's only an 8.
No, he cannot. He'll have to pick another.
Oh no, can't do Zata. He tries to cast this spell, and it just it literally just hits a wall, so he turns it at the last minute to go for Kilian. And that was a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. And your eye is still burning as you're looking at this horrible creature. And you also take 9 fire damage.
Everything's
As it-
burning.
Yeah. You are in the heat of the sun at this point. And your cape catches fire on the ends. Yeah. Stop, drop, and roll, honey. All right, Eidos, what are you gonna do?
Gonna move forward a little bit to get out of this death hole.
Yep.
Just in case he does something crazy and blasts both Seraphina and me while we're in there. Just about over here. And once he arrives, he's gonna do a little cool spin move, point his rod, and send out another chromatic orb. This one at first level.
All right, go for it.
That would be 10.
Does not hit.
So good. We're so good.
I'll get you next time.
You try, but the heat of the fire spells that it's sending out, you're kind of cringing away from the heat of it all, and you miss on that spell.
Okay, yeah, I'll use 2 more sorcery points to do, Seeking Spell. And I'm doing it again.
All right, go for it.
14?
Misses.
Damn. Okay.
We're
Sorry.
good.
Get a little dizzy from all this cool spinning I'm doing to cast these spells.
Sure, you're pirouetting and you're going a little wide every time.
At least you have style.
Yeah,
Right.
that's key. That's important.
Yeah,
Most important
your
thing.
new cape in the firelight, you're just kind of mesmerized by
Oh,
how
yeah.
shiny it is. You're like, ooh, kind nice elf a little.
Okay.
All right, anything else? That's it?
No, that's my turn.
All right, Seraphina.
So Seraphina is gonna follow Eidos out of this tube, and she's gonna try to get a better vantage point of this devil. Or yeah, so she's gonna come over here. Is this like a ledge that she's on here? Like, is she a
Yeah.
little bit higher than him?
Yeah, it is. It is a ledge. It's it comes up to just thigh level, give or take.
Okay. So she's gonna try something. So she has something called the Decanter of Endless Water. And one of the functions is you can produce a geyser, which is 30 gallons of water that gushes from the geyser, 30 feet long and 1 foot wide. This is a bonus action. So she can take do a spell and also use this as a bonus action. Is that true?
Is it a cantrip?
It's an item. It's
casting what spell?
It's producing a geyser of water. It's not really a spell. It's just when you open it up, it can produce like a gush of water.
I would say that
It's just like
Yeah,
a
like
horrible
you-
old faithful.
It appears to be. Yeah, I would say like just opening it up. That makes sense for it to just be a bonus action to me.
Okay,
You're not
okay.
like
So
actually having to cast anything. You're literally just taking the topper off.
yeah, I just I open the
Talked about-
top, and it makes it like a strength saving throw. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw. I'm sorry.
There is a spider on me. Ugh. Second time today. What hell?
I would die.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no thanks.
Ooh.
Wolf
Okay.
wants.
Wolf
Wolf
is
is like,
displeased
yeah.
with you.
She's like, hey, put me in.
Sorry.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Put me in, coach.
I kind of lost it too.
Oh, that's the worst, not knowing where it's at.
Oh, I don't even know what kind it was. Okay, sorry, Seraphina, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Okay. The target has to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Oh, I'm traumatized. Now I feel a little itchy. Strength save. Okay, that's a 16.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Just a bunch of water gushes out. Very unclimactically. Just,
It's like it and Zada are like just suddenly like soaked in water. And Zada like shakes like a dog. Alright, that was
Seraphina
your bonus
rolls
action.
her. Seraphina rolls her eyes. Is just gonna Eldritch Blast.
Alright, go for it.
15.
15 just hits.
Okay, and then there's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Nice.
And she angrily puts her bottle of water away.
Just wanted to make sure Zada stayed hydrated. Alright, Kilian, you're up.
All right. Kind of patting his cape out. He's going to wind up the whip and once again strike at this creature. And that's going to be... Oh, dang. That's really high. Oh, jeez. Okay. Quick math. 26 to hit.
Hits for sure.
And this time, with the fire coming at him, the still burning sensation that's coursing through him, and not exactly sure what exactly happened the last time. He's, kind of flourishing his whip, getting ready to attack. And for those that might be seeing, you can see as it's like winding and whipping around in the air, the end of it's almost catching fire. It's like glowing like a yellow white heat. And as I strike it, I'm gonna cast. It's gonna activate Searing Smite against it as a bonus action.
Cool, get it.
So that's just gonna be so a D6 plus that. So 6 and 2. Alright, so 8 points of damage. 2 of that being fire. And then
It is-
at
Fire damage.
it's sorry, what was that?
It is immune to fire damage.
Okay.
So that's 6 points.
Kilian doesn't know that. Yeah, so 6 points of radiant damage then.
Cool. Got it.
Alright. But once again, Kilian kind of withdraws the whip, just unsure of, where these abilities are coming from. And that's going to be the end of his turn.
Okay.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yes.
I just realized something. I think I read the attack. My VTT was a little slow. The last attack was only a 10, right? Did I say that?
A 10 to hit or a 10
10
damage?
to hit, yeah.
I don't remember.
You cast it.
No,
It looks like you cast it twice. One of
Is that
Yeah, you
what I
cast it
did?
Yeah, the first one was 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay,
first one
okay.
was good.
Yeah, you
All
said
right,
50.
thank you.
Yeah, because that
Okay,
just hit.
thank you. Sorry
you're
about
good.
that.
All good, all good. Thanks for checking. Okay, yeah, Kilian, as you finish this attack, you are immediately surprised to see this conjuration circle dim and then boom once again. and just a nasty looking blob of a fiend appears in your eye once again. Kind of gives that you've just gotten used to it, and it just kind of like re-ups this like burning pain in your eye as soon as you set eyes on it. And this horrible fleshy blob of a creature with sort of humanoid teeth and this like horrible, awful like look of pain and torment on its weird quasi face appears within the circle. And it just screams, and it's going to go for you, Kilian, being just kind of directly in front of it. It moves forward into your Anzada's space, and it's just going to take like a wild swing with this like fleshy, oozing fist at you. And that is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. And you take, on the face, on the jaw, you take, is that really only a one? That's a 1 bludgeoning damage. I'm just you in the face, but it's so fleshy. Like, you don't even feel bones in the hand of this thing. It's like muscle.
It's gross.
Aw.
Is it meaty?
You're welcome. I love making people uncomfortable. That's why I so fun.
He's a meaty boy and a meaty tail. We're just
Big meaty fist, big meaty tail. There's a theme here.
With humanoid teeth, though, why is that almost as gross as big meaty tail?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not like-
that's what got me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one got me.
Yeah.
What?
It's nasty. They're not good teeth either. Zada, you're
Oh
up.
no.
So Zada's gonna look at him. He's like, he's just gonna focus. So he's gonna go for his first attack.
Okay.
It's a 12, so that's not gonna hit. So then he's going to use a key point to use Flurry of Blows.
And you're going for the original one, right? The barbed one?
Yeah, same guy. He's just locking eyes with the guy in front of him. That's all he cares about at this point in time.
Mhm.
2. So that's a 7. That's not gonna hit. So last
No.
attack. There we go. 18.
Finally.
Finally. Yeah, I know, right? I've been rolling like crud.
Yeah, 18 definitely
Me
hits.
too.
Oh.
Me too.
6. So that's a total of 9 points of damage.
What kind of damage? Slashing?
Slashing.
Got it.
You no longer feel the grip of sanctuary around you.
Yeah, because I did it at offensive. Yeah. So what it was look like is like he grabs him, tries to go for a claw attack, doesn't hit, like goes for a kick with his one, doesn't get it, then uses his other foot and gets finally connects with that one.
Yeah, you do. Nice. Anything else?
Nope.
Right.
My action, my bonus action, I can't move
Yeah,
as I am
Marway-
grappled.
Marway, you feel sanctuary give way. What are you gonna do?
When this circle lit back up, was it just the circle, or did this little blue floating thing also light up?
The blue floating thing did nothing. It's not floating. It's literally just like
Oh,
laid on top of
Just
this
on
water.
top.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it didn't do anything that you could see.
I overestimated it.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a glass like container with something inside it, sitting on top of this pile of jewels.
From my reading, would I maybe have an idea if this circle could be dispelled with a certain scroll to keep more from coming out?
Roll an Arcana check to see if you would know that.
It's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. Hey.
I was so ready for the one.
Very good.
Almost got
Yeah, you. Although you're still learning to read common, that means you went in depth in this book, figuring out every word, trying to give meaning to each sentence, and you know that the easiest way to dispel one of this particular circle, even. You've seen the diagrams of this one. You can either just go ahead and find a way to draw a wrong symbol and nullify it, like to make it no longer the correct circle, or you can use a dispel spell on it.
Okay, so if we just interrupt it.
Yeah, you can interrupt it in either of those ways. You can use that dispel scroll that you've got, or you can literally like pull out a piece of chalk and like draw further to make it, the wrong spell at this point.
Excellent. Do I have chalk? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna find out. So as a bonus action, I'm going to have Huthamer teleport the two of us into where the circle is. I don't have chalk or anything, but I do have an abundance of sugar cubes. Can I scrape those like chalk and try to disrupt what this spell would be?
My weakness as a DM, I love a creative solution. So yeah, and I love when people use the shit in their inventory. So yeah, I'm gonna say you can use your sugar cube like chalk.
We knew those sugar cubes were gonna come in handy.
Listen,
6 sugar cubes.
I have 7 actually, so I would imagine to use these, I will probably have to use at least 3 of them to do any kind of dent.
Yeah,
But I am totally willing to give up the sugar cubes in exchange for no more of these stinky boys coming out of this stinky circle.
Yeah, on a nat 20 on that arcane check, you know exactly like where to draw a triangle to nullify this circle, and you do so using 2 pieces of your sugar cubes, as if they were chalk. You and everybody watching sees Maraway get teleported in, watches him kneel down and pull out sugar, and you're all like, why are you eating right now? And then you see him do this little shape on the other side of this skull. You can't like see him really, but you hear the movements, and suddenly the circle just goes dark completely. You do still have 2 demons in front, or 2 devils in front of you, but the circle is no longer glowing.
Alright, and I would imagine that takes my action. I've used the bonus action, so I am done for now.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Smart.
We love creative solutions.
Well done.
You foiled me again. I hate it. Bula, you're up.
Okay. So, she's still angry, she's still raging. She is even more angry that she missed last time. So she's gonna pick that great axe up like she's ready to go again. And as she does, she gets a weird, like, tingly feeling in her left hand. Like it's kind of making her grip slip. And as she does so, another awkward something pops up out of nowhere.
Is it the same something? So I'm clear.
Yes, it is the same.
Yeah, over here by Seraphina, standing up on the wall. Another thing just kind of like flops down out of nothing, and is floating there.
As she is kind of like shaking her hand off to get a better grip on the axe, she's angry. Then she kind of sees that happen on the corner. She's like, "What? Where? That looks like a flute. What the heck is?" And I thought he closed this portal. And then she turns around to hit the one that's he's still got a hold of Zada, right?
Yeah. Zada has not tried to even like remotely get out of its grip, really. He's just attacking.
OMG.
Nat 20?
No! Not even double digits. Oh, come on.
Dang.
I feel it. Me 3 attacks to get 1.
And I only have one lucky.
I know. Gonna use it? You gonna burn it?
No, I'm gonna save it just in case. I might need it because I can use it for saves, though. It might be real important later.
That's fair.
Daggone. Okay, so again, her hand that's just kind of tingling, she goes to hit, it slips off. And she just swings wild, and man, it's just making her even more mad.
Yeah, you feel the rage just like, oh, it's like just bubbling up inside you. This orcish rage. All right. Back to the top of the order. This devil holding Zada. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Oh yeah, end of the turn.
So end of the turn. So it explodes. So
Next to me.
anything within 5 feet must succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Sarah, this like floating jellyfish alien thing popped up next to you, turned and looked at you. Its eyes are kind, and you're like, oh, it's kind of cute. You see Bula miss a swing and go, ah! And then suddenly next to you is this force of energy explodes.
Oh my gosh.
Roll,
Seraphine. Is it a dex saving throw?
Yeah.
Seraphine is gonna scream and yell at Marway and say, it didn't work! They're still coming! And she rolls she rolls a very specific fantasy 20.
Okay, good. Good.
Dirty.
Dirty.
Dirty. So dirty.
So does that mean she takes half damage?
I think it. I'm sorry. I think.
Alright.
No, it just says they must succeed or take 1d6.
Okay, so
I guess she just takes nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
She just
Sarah,
gets a little
you
goo in her hair, which for her is almost as bad as taking damage.
Probably worse.
That's fake.
I wish I was dead. Yeah, Sarah manages to kind of like hit the ground, like jumps off this wall just at the last minute and hits the ground just in time for this as this thing explodes next to her. Now we're at the top of the order. Incredible. Love a flumph. It will go ahead. It turns its attention right back to Zada, who landed a kick on it. And it's gonna do its multi-attack again on you. So 2 claws and a tail. That was a 7 to hit, a 9 to hit, not feeling lucky either, and a 10 to hit. So Zada, you managed to, even though it still got you by the throat, you managed to just like duck and weave, and you're
I would
dexing
say
around.
he's like actually just like deflecting it with his like his new bracers. And he's just kind of like hitting them away.
Yeah, incredible. Yep, you're just knocking him off to the side every time with these. He really attacks twice with the same claws, and it takes a kick at you. It takes a swing at you with its big meaty tail, and you manage to deflect each one off of you. Eidos, that's you.
Me?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna move over closer to Seraphina to kind of get around the people in front of these monsters. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at level 2. But I'm going to spend the last of my sorcery points to cast a Twin spell and try to get both of them with one.
You're gonna try and get both the demons. Okay,
Yeah, this is my big punch of the game. Let's go.
go for it.
Please don't mess up. 14?
Just this.
All right.
Well, it misses. Which one was that for? I suppose.
It's the same spell for both of them. So.
Okay. Yeah. So it misses the spined one, but it does hit the
Okay.
fleshy blob.
I'll take
with
that.
human.
Nice. All right. So let's see. A 2, 9, 12, and 17.
That was 17 total.
Correct.
Nice. Yeah, you cast Chromatic Orb. The first one just kind of like takes it without really taking any damage. But the new fleshy guy with the human teeth, it takes boom, 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 all this damage, and it, like it has no bones, just sort of like blobs out across the floor, dead.
Oh, dang. Nice.
Oh, it's on my shoes.
Ooh, so meaty.
Yeah. Yeah, like a.
It's just like putty. It's just like putty just stuffing in it.
Please
Yeah.
tell me that like teeth kind of fly in all directions and like skitter across the floor like
They really don't have
Rock.
to.
A molar ends up in Zada's mane.
oh.
You're welcome.
He don't care.
Anything else, Tomatoes?
No, that's all I got.
All right, awesome. Lady Serafina, you've just avoided this exploding jellyfish creature next to you. You've got a little bit of jellyfish jelly in your hair. What are you gonna do?
Serafina, she is just about to cast Prestidigitation on herself, but she sees that meaty guy just exploded, and she realizes she has more important things to do, if that's even possible. So she's going to cast Eldritch Blast on the other one that's still standing.
Okay.
Still rolling.
There you
21 to hit.
That hits.
11 damage.
Nice. What sort of damage?
It is.
Is that just force damage?
Yeah, I think it's force damage.
Yeah, it's force. It is.
Okay. Nice, thank you. It's starting to look pretty rough. And Kilian, it takes this spell from Serafina, and looks a little bit dazed and shaken, and then it turns and makes eye contact, specifically with your starry eye. And without it moving its mouth, you hear its voice in your head as it looks at you. And it says, "The shadow has already reached the city in the center of the world. You can't stop it now." And you recognize it's not speaking in common in your head, it's speaking in infernal in your head. Anything else from Serafina?
That's it.
Kilian, any reaction?
Kilian just processes all that information like a splitting headache as this fiend's infernal words kind of penetrate his mind. So he kind of he just got socked in the jaw by a meaty arm, and now he's just got this voice just pounding in his head. He's not happy.
No.
Bad day.
And that's Kilian's turn. What are you gonna do?
Kilian just gonna yell out at this creature. He's just going to say, "And I'm here to cleanse the shadow," and he's going to, very out of context for everyone else who doesn't know why he just said that, but
If you in common or in infernal?
I say that in common. You know what? I'm actually going to say it in infernal because I can speak infernal. So I'm going to say it in infernal at this creature.
I don't think anybody else in the group even speaks infernal, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, you all hear him in this other language, this horrible language with all these lots of consonants. Sounds like way too many K's and S's.
And then once again with the glowing whip, he's going to strike at this creature, and that's going to be 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and once again, feeling that the infernal words penetrate his skull, his eye once again surges with power as he strikes with the whip against this creature, and he's going to use Divine Smite once again. 6, 8, 12, and then 18 radiant damage against this creature.
18 radiant?
Yeah.
Thank you. Incredible. It, like, you say this back to it, and for a minute, like, as much as devils can show any kind of real fear or understanding, as you unleash this attack on it, it has this look of abject fear in its eyes.
And that's Kilian's turn.
Zada, you're up.
Zada will see him kind of looking at Kilian. He's like, "Your fight is with me, sir." And then he just gonna start going again. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
4 points of damage, slashing. And he's gonna again spend another focus point, flurry of blows.
Cool, go for it.
Nope, that's only 11. Last one is 18 to hit,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be 8 points of slashing damage.
Nice. It's more significantly injured. And I mean, like, you're like, at this point, you with your bare claws are like taking full barbs off of its body. That's Marway's turn next.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't really do a whole lot of fighting. But we're going to have Huthermer will be attacking with his lightning. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That hit?
Yes.
Please roll.
Excellent. It's going to be 6 lightning damage.
6 lightning damage. Nice.
Yes. Well, I don't really have a whole lot offensively that I can do to help you, so I guess I'm just gonna walk up and start staff smacking.
Start booping. Bonking him.
It's the best we got. Does a 4 hit?
Marway thinks so, but no.
I almost imagine it does hit, but it's with such little velocity that it does absolutely, like, he probably doesn't even feel it.
Yeah, Marway got a little nervous about breaking his stick, so he's just like, oh, boop.
I got you.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that doesn't hit. Anything else from Marway?
That's it. I did my best.
It's like, at this point, it releases Zada from its grip.
Oh.
And out loud this time, instead of telepathically, to Kilian. Still in Infernal, though. It says out loud, the devil struck the deal, and the masters of the hells don't back out of a bargain. And it's kind of like it's gasping through its wounds. It's like barely hanging on for dear life. Bula, your turn.
Alright. So, Bula's going to raise her axe again. This time she feels like a weird tingling sensation in her big toe on her right foot. And she kind of clicks her foot like, what? And then another thing pops up.
Yep. It pops up this time over right behind Marway.
Hello, little friend.
Okay. She's
Little
gonna
eye
roll,
Wiggle at
but
you.
gosh darn, she's seeing it over there, and she thinks that Marway's getting attacked by something, so she's real mad about that because Marway is her special little friend, and so this time she rolled a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yay!
Whew. Okay. Alright, so that's for real. So it's going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said it already let go of Zada, though.
It had let go of Zada, yeah.
Okay. Dang it, I wanted to chop that arm off and just to stay on his on his neck. So she's really angry. She's going to take this it's just this giant battle axe, and she's gonna slide right across, heads rolling and whatnot. With those, because Zada's already knocked a lot of the spikes off of it, so we're just gonna take the whole head.
Yeah, you go with your gut here and you say, usually beheading is what works.
Right. And it
Take
makes
this one.
a really fun, like, clanging sound as it hits in this pile of, like, coins.
Yeah, coins splatter up around it like water out of a fountain. And the head rolls down the pile of coins that you've all been fighting, essentially atop. And for a second, you all catch your breath. Go on.
Question then. So that thing has been summoned. Is it still going to explode?
Yeah.
Because that is technically the end.
Yeah, that's not only the end of the round, but the end of combat. So yeah, it will explode.
Hey, Marway. So make a dex saving throw while you're talking to this funny little blobby thing.
13?
No.
Nice.
You take 5 bludgeoning.
Oh!
So it exploded, and like chunks of it just like hit you real hard in the face.
I just imagine I was like reaching a hand out to like shake its hand and be like, "Hi, low." Oh!
Like rolling down the pile of coins, like head over kettle. And yeah, you take that 5 points. And with that, let's go ahead and take a break for tonight. For the moment, for 10 minutes. So, once again, just to remind everybody, while we take this 10-minute break, we're going to have our affiliate ads running for about 3 minutes of the break. So make sure you stick around and wait for us to come back at about 8:35 Central Time, or 35 on the hour. Yeah, thanks in advance for sticking around, and double thanks to our first subscribers that we've gotten in the past week, all the people who have supported us since we've become affiliate, and had all that get going. So we appreciate you all, and we will see you back here at 35 on the hour. And we're back. Hi, everybody. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being patient with the ads. Thank you again to our subscribers and new followers. We love you all. Let's get back to it. Quick recap. Our party of heroes descended down into the basement of Harren's home, did some investigating around the room, picked up some random and not so random clues from different places, and made their way into the city vault for all intents and purposes, as well as Harren's stash of riches that he's accumulated. They got inside. They managed to fight and defeat a few summoned protector demons or devil creatures. And they find themselves now in the vault with 2 dead creatures at their feet and a large pile of now unprotected gold and gems, atop which sits this glass sort of orb. And upon looking closer at it, this blue orb has a seam running around it and a hinge on one side, as if it's a container of sorts. Yeah. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Detect Magic
Probably a good idea.
immediately.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Does the demon disappear after we kill it, or can Zada grab a trophy?
No, it definitely doesn't disappear. I hide it from view, but yeah, no, you can saw off a trophy. Its head has rolled down the stack of gold after being lobbed off by Bula in a killing blow. And the tooth demon is also laying there, a blob.
Yeah, he won't leave that. He didn't kill that thing, so he just will grab a few of the barbs, like the smaller ones.
Yeah, great. You kneel down and start sawing off barbs.
And then in Celestial, he will thank Ere for the fight.
Yeah, and you feel the glow of pride on you, having defeated a creature of the lower planes, if you will.
Kilian is like very visibly exhausted from the confrontation. Just all these new feelings and sensations that he experienced for the first time were just a little bit overwhelming, but he really does his best to pick himself up pretty quickly. Doesn't want to give off that feeling of, or like that appearance that he's like weak or anything like that in front of everyone. So as quickly as he's, on his, maybe buckled down to a knee for just a quick moment, he'll kind of make it seem like he's actually going to collect some of the blood from the spiky demon, and he'll just kind of go right for the head that's probably at this point rolled a little bit closer to him. So he'll just take out his alchemist supplies and kind of take a vial of one of the devil's or demon's blood there, or the fiend's blood.
Yeah, you do so. You get, I mean, it's this like black, the smell of it, as soon as that head came off, and really as soon as the wounds started seeping from it, just the stench of sulfur. That alone tells you, like, these are infernal, fiendish creatures, and the viscosity and the black ichor of its blood that you're scooping into this vial, you have to like kind of like use coins and like scrape it. It's not like a free flowing blood like you're used to. It's very much a rotted, corpulent version of black blood that you scoop into a vial. So you can add that to your inventory. It is specifically it's a vial of barbed devil blood.
I feel like our dungeon master has a thesaurus of really gross words that she's just pulled out for this episode.
Thank you. It's called my brain. It's all I think about all the time. Hi, I'm the problem.
Ados will walk over to Kilian and just kind of watch him work and say, everything all right? This meeting these creatures seem to carry a little extra weight for you.
Yeah, nothing I haven't come across before. I heard its voice in my head, and it really just was quite disorienting. And but never mind that. We need to find what's going on with how these creatures even get here. Very much like brushing aside your comment.
Sure. Glad you're doing okay. The creatures got here through this conjuring circle below this pile of coin, I imagine. But something tells me you might already have known that.
Well, it was a little bit obscured with all the gold on top of it, but taking so the circle's completely done now, right? Like there's no, let's say, like traces of it, like it's completely gone, or was there like etching of it?
You can see the etching of it, like the repeated like inking of it on the floor as it needed to be kind of redrawn over a long, it looks like a good amount of time that it's been redrawn over and over. But as far as like the magical glow it gave off, that's done since Maraway nullified it. And speaking of Maraway, you cast Detect Magic, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you send out this spell to, it pretty much encompasses the room as you're standing in the center of the room. And though you get multiple pings from the two cabinets on the north and south walls of like significantly magical items of some kind within those cabinets, at the same time, your focus is on this glass orb container on top of this pile, and it is a black spot in your vision, as if even the detect magic spell is being repelled by this orb, and it reads as nullifying magic itself.
Well, that's not good, everyone. You know how I can do that thing where I see the magical linglings?
Yeah.
Well, I see them over there, and I point to one of the cabinets, and I see one in there. But then I look right here where what I thought would be magic, and it's like almost like it's eating the magic or something. It's like there's nothing there.
Zada walks up and picks this up and goes, "This?"
Zada's touching things again.
Yeah, no, Zada, you pick it up and it's a glass orb. This?
Yeah, it just looks like this.
Seeing that he is holding it and nothing has happened, I would like to also touch it to see if it like nullifies the magic that I'm actively using.
Yeah, it does.
So I just boop. So I boop it, and it's no more detect magic.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's an anti-magic sphere of some kind.
Kinda.
And yeah, Zada, you're holding it, and now that you're looking closely at it.
Oh, so then my shield
have
of
a
what does my
speed.
shield of? Oh, does my shield
It
of
does.
faith fall? Okay.
Yeah,
So all of a
once
sudden
you're
the fire
holding
just turns off.
Yeah, the fire just turns off. And as you're holding it, you do see that it's seamed. It has a little like brass hinge on the backside of it, and around the opposite side, just a little like clasp. It's just a little like hook and eye clasp holding it closed, but it is just a little like opening case. Yes,
Before
Marva?
he opens it, I'm going to cast resistance on him because I know where this is going.
Guidance?
Do what?
You're gonna cast what? Guidance?
Resistance.
Resist-
No, this is for saving throws, is what I'm afraid of.
Incredible. Immediately, Zada, you feel Marway's little hand on your big old shoulder, and
Yeah, as he's like following and sees his little class, he's like, huh? And then clicks it.
It's like a bear tap, but as far away as I possibly can be. Like,
yeah. Yeah, you unclasp it and open the lid, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. Inside you open this orb. There's just sitting in the bottom of this glass, what is essentially just a bowl with a lid as a bowl. It's a quill laying in there. And as soon as it opens, are you all still standing, like, when I'm looking at the map right now, you're all still standing within this, pretty close to this pile of gold, watching?
That's what he would be doing. There.
That checks out. Everybody go ahead and roll a charisma save.
Man.
What do I have? Oh, I got a +1. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work.
I have a 14.
Sarah, 14. Ula,
15.
Kilian,
15.
Eidos.
I get a +5 to charisma checks, but that was a crit failure.
The
Love
most
that.
charismatic one in our group.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Marway,
I got the 16.
Zada.
Not 20 for a 21.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, everybody except Zada. You feel the effects of, as soon as he opens the lid, this aura is released around this orb and this quill specifically. And you all immediately realize that you are within what feels like a zone of truth spell. You all are suddenly compelled to be unable to lie.
Can we tell that?
You recognize this, yes. You
Yeah.
recognize that's exactly what's happening. You don't have to say anything, but if you speak, it will be the truth. However, Zada, with that nat 20, you just managed to beat the DC here. And you're just like, it's a quill. You look inside. It's a quill.
Just like pick it up.
Well,
Just
Yeah, you pick it up and you're like, it writes. It has it. You like look at it closely. And give me 1 second so I don't say anything incorrect. Yeah, Zada, you pick it up. And Maraway, like as soon as the lid was off of this thing, as soon as it was open, your detect magic kind of flares back to life. And you detect dark demonic magic coming off of this quill, as well as this Zone of Truth spell. Zada, you're looking at it physically, and it appears to be a long, like raven black feather quill with a pointed end, filled with its own like blood red ink, and it's like it just like is kind of dripping ink consistently, and it has this like, I would describe it as a glow, but it's glowing blackness.
Okay.
And the shine of the feathers is like not a shine, it's spaces where it's even more dark in nothingness. Yeah, that's what you're holding.
tries to snap it.
I've
Roll
seen
roll
it
strength.
do that.
Roll strength check.
Roll strength check. Okay.
We need Actually, no. She said we could destroy it. Good luck, Sada.
We don't know that this is it either.
Look at that. That's a 16.
You try, and it's very bendy. It's very flexible. It's like it just bends in one way or the other, but you're unable, even bending it at like a full angle, it doesn't snap. It kind of like springs right back.
Yeah, Zada's just
At this
fucking
point, you've
with
got
it.
this like dark red ink all over your paws.
I'm getting a not very good vibe from this quill. It looks to be very much of the same magic as the grossness that we fought earlier.
Perhaps it
that-
was in that case for a reason then.
Probably nullify
So-
this magic.
Zada will just put it back into the thing and then just be like, oh. Then just kind of, it's got ink. He's like, eh.
We should probably check these two cabinets as well.
You
When he
close the
closes
case
it-
back up.
Yeah, he'll close it back up. He'll put it back in the thing, close it, and then just hold on to it.
Go ahead,
If
Robin.
somebody else wants it.
I was just going to ask, when he closes the case, do we feel that zone of truth lift?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately that feeling of compelled truthfulness just dissipates as soon as the lid closes shut.
How big is that container that it's in?
It's pretty large enough to hold a 8-inch quill, so maybe a foot in radius
Okay.
diameter. I don't know geometry anymore.
That's
8
hard.
inches across. 12 inches across.
Kind of following with Marway's suggestion, Kilian will go to the northern cabinet up there.
I'm going to go with him.
Ados will head south.
And as he goes to open it, I'm going to reach my staff out as far as possible and cast resistance on him.
Awesome. Yeah, you go to these two, they're like wicker cabinets, kind of. And they are both locked, and with what appears to be like a small, skeleton key type keyhole.
Do I have the keys?
That's what I was going to say. Anything that was on the key ring.
Incredibly, yes. You pull out those keys, and you immediately you have to try a few of them, but one of them does fit and turn, and the small locking mechanism clicks open.
I'll just kind of hand the keys over to Marway and just say, maybe bring those over to Ados. He might need them.
Okay. And then I'm going to take them and just kind of run off to Eidos.
Idos, do you go ahead and open up the other one?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, these wicker cabinets kind of open, and they're mostly empty. They're clearly supposed to be a cedar protective cabinet for storage. But the one that Kilian stands at, as you open it up, you see on this this sort of bust, faceless statue, there's this really ornate but clearly very old, sort of tarnished metal, but the gems are still very much intact, an amulet to be worn around the neck. There is also a on this pedestal, this short pedestal, there's an open book. And there is also, just within this velvet cushion, a large gem. It looks like a sunstone, and it's kind of glowing this very warm yellow-orange light.
Alright, apologies. You said the south one that me and Eidos are at is the jewel?
No, this is
Or
all
no,
his.
that's all in his. Okay, gotcha.
Also in it, yep. Down where Eidos and Maraway are now standing, that cabinet creaks open, and you see it's almost all one big shelf. Not all together, but there's two shelves, one of which is significantly taller, takes up most of it. It's this book-sized tablet, this stone tablet, that has been inlaid with a mosaic of colored glass, and it depicts a harvest, and you can see the beginnings of construction on Tuzank Hall in the background of this art piece. It appears to be like an early depiction of a harvest in early Tuzankin. And on the shelf beneath that, on a much smaller shelf, there is a silver chalice that's just etched with this like beautiful like river imagery that swirls around the whole of the chalice. Maraway, your detect magic is just pinging off of both of these things hard. All of these things, really. You're pretty close.
What kind of school of magic are they?
You gotta taste it.
Every DM's favorite question.
Every DM's favorite question. Give me a second. I should have written that down so I knew you'd ask.
But Morroway, you have to lick it to figure out, remember?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to lick the things.
That's true.
All right.
Put a conjuration spice to it.
This tastes like abjuration.
You can tell by the spiciness on the tongue.
On the mosaic, the art piece, Maraway, next to where you're standing, it is a divination magic coming off of that. And then off of the chalice, it is a conjuration magic, I think. Let me double check that. I want to make sure I'm getting that right.
Run across the room and lick the other stuff.
Might as well.
I just see him like running across the room with like his tongue hanging out like
You know how ghosts do the little like
I'm sorry. So the chalice was transmutation. I apologize. Chalice transmutation.
Excellent. And we're gonna go lick some other stuff, I guess.
Before like Maraway gets there, Kilian's going to like reach out and kind of just like touch the amulet, like kind of scoop up underneath it where like I would say like the heft of the jewels are.
In the amulet? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just picking it up, you feel, and for the first time, just in this hour, you've felt this like divine magic flow through your body, and it hasn't. The feeling of that, the newness of it, has not worn off. It's like it left a certain taste in your mouth, and holding this amulet sort of amplifies it a little bit.
Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling?
It's a very good feeling.
Okay. Does it make me feel good? No.
Lots of bad things make you feel good too, though.
Also
Sarah,
true.
Serafina and Eidos, you're the ones who were in that like southern office, right?
Yeah.
Before they opened the vault. You two are watching them look at all these items, and you know that the last thing you found in that office was a list of artifacts and their descriptions that can be found in this room.
Oh.
That are
So I
supposed
didn't have to lick all this?
It's more fun that way.
No, you needed to. You needed to.
watching Marley run across the room with his tongue out, and you're both like, wait a second. It's your way to do this. And you pull out this like very short ledger.
Yeah, I'll read aloud the descriptions for each of the items we find.
Okay, as I read them, I'm also going to copy paste them so that you can all add them to your notes and discuss.
Copy
as
pasta.
appropriate. Copy pasta. If I can find, I have so many windows open. Good gravy.
The only other
Seraphina's
things I was
excited
gonna-
for the jewels.
Oh yeah, right.
That big
So I was
orange
just
one
gonna-
really gives me a happy feeling.
I was just gonna try to dig to the bottom of the gold pile, see if there's anything at the bottom of it. That's the only thing he's gonna be doing.
Oh yeah, you're digging like a dog,
Just
like throwing
shoveling.
it.
Just shoveling it, get to
Gold
the
is
bottom.
flying out the like vault door. Awesome. Okay. This is a whole lot of information.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my.
Feel free to copy paste that somewhere else. I will read it aloud for the class. Okay. Eidos, you start reading. The Amulet of Verthune. A powerful relic said to be crafted by the legendary mage Verthune, who protected Tuzankin during its founding. The amulet is believed to enhance the wearer's magical abilities and protect the city from dark forces. The Tome of Everspring. An ancient book containing forgotten rituals and spells linked to nature and seasonal cycles. It is rumored that the tome was used by the city's founders to ensure bountiful harvests and to keep the land fertile. The Sunstone of Zaldar. A large radiant gemstone that once adorned the crown of Zaldar Tuzank, a pre-Myronese ruler who unified the surrounding regions into what would become Tuzankin. The sunstone is said to glow with the warmth of the sun and bring prosperity to those who possess it. The Mosaic of the First Harvest. A stunning ancient mosaic tablet depicting the first harvest large enough to feed the surrounding communities celebrated in Tuzankin. The mosaic is said to have been blessed by Oasis, ensuring the city would always be a place of abundance and community. The Chalice of Eternal Waters. An ancient silver chalice used in rituals to honor the gods of water and fertility. The chalice is believed to be enchanted, ensuring that the city's wells and rivers never run dry.
I would very much like to pick up the Sunstone.
You rush back up to the northern cabinet, hearing them read this description with your tongue out. Like, I don't even have to lick it, I want it. Yeah, you pick it up, and suddenly you feel like you have just a slightly better grasp on the common language.
Oh good, I needed that.
Maybe communication with people who speak common will be able to understand you a little bit more easily. And it is this beautiful, like, even without knowing what it is, it's just this really beautiful gemstone that's like glowing and warm and looks very much like the kind of thing you would wear in your braids.
I'm going to hold this beautiful orange stone close to my heart and just kind of hold it there and try to let the warmth soothe me just a little bit.
There's nothing in this document about the quill. Is that right?
Correct.
Edis will kind of roll up the scroll again and say, all these items seem to be of historical importance to this city. In fact, some of them seem directly tied to the city's well-being. And maybe we should think twice about taking them?
We found it, it's ours.
That would be stealing, wouldn't it be, Merrill?
Technically, he stole it.
Actually, I believe that the correct term for this one would be recovery.
Okay.
I mean, in all reality, we don't even know if these have owners anymore.
I suppose all I ask is that the moment we hear that Tuzankin, the city of Tuzankin, is suffering in relation to these items, it might not, it probably won't.
Well, this mosaic, do we know any priest of this god? Is there a church here in this city? Because if we brought that to them, that would provide prosperity for the people in need.
I guess Kilian will look over the mosaic and definitely see some familiarity within the depictions that are on it, and just kind of state to the group, it's like, this appears to be a depiction of Oasis and a bountiful harvest of Tuzankin. As Aidos was saying, seems to be of a historical importance to the city. I would hate to, take this away from the city, if anything. But
it belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's feeling church.
But the one with the whip was supposed to say that.
Oh, damn it, I took that, yeah.
You sure he doesn't have a gauntlet on?
Well, we can't stop you from taking any of these items. Well, I won't try to. But like I was saying, all I ask is that as soon as we hear of anything bad happening to the city of Tuzankin that might seem related to the removal of these items, that we consider returning them. Of course, except for the quill, which isn't accounted for in this. Although the Sunstone specifically seems to fit the description of the item used to cause a corruption in this city. Didn't the what was her name? Valka? Yeah. Compier Valka. Compier Valka said that there was some sort of magical artifact that he was using to persuade people to basically join him and make him rich. That's the only one that gives me pause.
Zada will kind of stand up and he'll just kind of give a sneer. He's like, as long as we do not give it to the people that rule this city, they do not deserve this.
It's
their
so
city rot.
shiny.
I mean, if you would like, we could always just, dispel the stone. I just want it because it's pretty.
At the very least, I don't think it belongs at the bottom of the treasurer's home. I can agree with you all on that. But, yeah, let's just tread lightly.
So what about this whole pile of coins? How do we get that dispersed to the people that need it? Do you think that
Give it to the
Vampire
thieves guild.
Volca could, do you think that they could disperse this where it needs to go?
I believe so. But I believe that we should take for ourselves a portion.
This money does belong to the people of the city.
How much of it does belong to him in the first place, though?
He's a treasurer. He owns nothing that isn't given to him by the city. And now he owns nothing at all.
Because he's dead.
Because he's dead. You killed him.
Correct. And
Before
we
he
should
had a
take
body.
what we
No, it
just,
doesn't like that.
Just in case
Should
there's any
take-
confusion about that.
Thank you.
we should take a bit for ourselves. We are the ones that put ourselves through the trouble to get through this thing. So do not make sure to give it to the Thieves Guild, and then not to any of the leaders in charge. Is my opinion.
Well, what should we do with this quill then? Should we hang on to
We
it
keep it.
ourselves?
Keep it. You don't let anybody else take it.
On that, I agree with you, Zada.
All I know is I trust us. I don't necessarily trust anybody else in this city. Even the Thieves
Exactly.
Guild. We don't know enough about them to know that they won't do the same thing this treasurer did.
Correct. Something that is temptation should not be given. As long as we keep it, then it should be fine. And if it becomes a problem, we can destroy it, or find a way to destroy it.
Agreed.
Well, we have a dead treasurer upstairs. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to reach out to Compier Valka and let her know that we've succeeded in what she asked of us?
Sounds like a reasonable thing to do.
Just occurred to me that we had no game plan for what we did after we came to the treasurer's home, murdered him, and stole magical artifacts from his house. And this might be a problem.
That
Well-
wasn't the plan.
There was a plan. The problem is there's no more plan after that.
And we still have to get out of here and past the guards who don't know that we're inside here. But Eidos, the ledger that you have there, is that the only apparent, let's say, inventory of these artifacts?
It's the only one that I came across.
Well, if they don't know it's here, then these artifacts could be kept with us.
Until we find a better home for them, maybe.
Seems fair enough.
At least until we learn a little more about him, I think.
That seems fair
That's
to
fine
me.
with me.
We obviously are a bit at a bit of an impasse. Maybe we safekeep them, just hold on to them for a bit, and then go from there. And did Valka say that she had some plan for all this money? Was she going to disperse it back to the people?
She never said anything about the money. She just said the artifact, and we can either destroy it, keep it, or give it to her. And
Right.
I will say, keep it, the
Sure.
artifact.
The money is what I'm concerned with now. Should we?
I don't know that she knew that there was a big old pile of money down here.
Yeah, it's true. Probably what he was keeping to himself. But I would suggest that we let her know it, or I do not trust the officials of this city. The old man that can barely keep a hold of his city does not have a right to rule over these people.
Well, what I worry of is the fact that we could be blamed for all this murder that we kind of did.
It would be.
we,
it would be
They would
correct.
accurately assess the situation.
we might not want to stay in the city for quite too long because, you know, they are, even though they were acting in the best interest of the city, the Thieves Guild could easily just turn on us at a moment's notice.
Well,
What if they
What
don't
if,
know that it's murder? What if it's a missing persons case?
I mean, we have these monsters right here. Why don't we just bring the body down here and it looks like he died in a fight?
Thank you. But also, I don't know. I mean, we had like the necklace to even open the vault. Does anybody else have that? Because if they can't even get in here, then oops, he's gone. Not saying that we should linger, but that does give us just a little more time to get out of here. If they don't immediately just find like a dead body.
So do we
Up to
keep
you.
the vault closed then? Is that what you're suggesting?
I have the key.
Oh shoot, because we were gonna let them come in and get the money.
I could give them the key afterwards. I can, whoever we decide to give the money back to, I have the key. We can give them.
But then they'll find a bunch of bodies. One of them with a slightly more sword-like puncture than a claw-like puncture.
Yes,
But
and
if
I
it
will
is
say that I killed him.
but if it is the Thieves Guild, that body is their problem, as far as I'm concerned.
That's true. Well, and not only that, but we do have some handy claws if we needed to make it look a little rougher. To make it look more like a demon attack. She just like,
I mean, he wasn't really helpful in life, so at least he can be helpful in death.
Well, we could also do one other thing, which is burn the house.
but here again, how are we moving all of this money by ourselves?
And just keep it
mean-
here. They can remove it when they decide to remove whatever wreckage there is. They have access to it.
Oh, hear me out. I don't think that the safe is going to catch on fire, so if we burn the house down when they come and find it, all they'll find is ashes in the entryway to a vault.
Exactly.
And no body.
Exactly. Or a burnt man.
We just have to...
Somebody.
The only issue with that is it's probably going to be
Somebody.
the guards that, discover it.
The house would have to burn long enough for the body to burn.
I have a friend who can help us with burning houses.
I was waiting for that noun at the end of that sentence.
So whatever we decide, or we could just go to the Thieves Guild, ask what they decide what to do, and if they want to take care of and deal with the body, then fine. Or if we want to go to the officials, I will state that I killed a man possessed by a demon,
And you did.
You're not wrong.
and someone. And
I
that
mean,
was-
we could also
was
use the
killed.
zone of truth thing so that they know that we were being truthful.
And that we were working
What
for
zone
the
of-
Thieves Guild.
What zone of truth?
The quill.
Yeah, it's just a normal quill.
No, it doesn't magic. It makes you tell the truth unless you're really
did
good
not
at
feel that
lying.
at all.
I didn't.
That would be risky, though.
I didn't
'cause what
feel that at
else
all.
would be- what else might we say? that we
You
don't
don't say
really wanna-
anything.
I mean, what would you have to lie about?
Everything
And
we
this-
said is truthful.
At
I
this
don't
point,
have
you
anything
hear
to hide.
very faintly in the distance, hello?
The maid.
Should I leave?
Yes, you should leave.
I believe your employment here is probably done.
You might just want to stay away for a few hours while we figure this out.
Or forever.
I mean, she can't see that her boss is dead on the couch in front of her.
I mean, I feel like we should toss her a couple coins because she has to put up with him for so long.
Long pause. Okay.
Maybe we should grab the body, seeing how she's probably standing right next to it.
Literally, you hear this coming from like the trapdoor in the room that you left.
Yeah. As we start leaving,
bleeding ichor.
he's just gonna Exota's just gonna start shoveling some money into his bag, just as much as he can.
Incredible. Add like 107 gold to your inventory.
Who currently is holding each of the relics?
I have the feather.
Because I know I have the sunstone.
I haven't picked any of them up.
I'll hold on. I'll be holding the mosaic.
I'll take the chalice.
Okay.
5, 6. Guys, there are 6 of us and 5 artifacts.
I'm not that good.
1, 2, 3, United.
Not that nice.
Not that nice. Not everybody gets it.
I'll pick up the chalice.
Most of these seem like they're conjuring things, and that makes no sense to me.
Well, I guess if no one's going to pick up the tome, I'll take that one too.
Which one did you pick up?
This-
So what did you pick up, Kilian?
Oh, the mosaic.
Mosaic.
So Marway has the tome and the sunstone. Kilian has the mosaic. Eidos has
taking
the
the
chalice. The
Who's
only
taking
thing
the
left is the amulet.
Seraphina,
You'll
would
take the
this
amulet.
Seraphina is like, she
would
loves
this match?
jewelry.
Would this match your stuff?
She's already grabbed it. Looking about it, she's just like,
She's wearing it.
Yeah, she's like, it's so nice.
What?
It
The
matches.
gems are like sapphires and like blue topaz, and they like perfectly match her blue eyes. And she's like, "Oh my god, yeah."
How'd they know?
It was within her color season. She usually prefers gold jewelry, but she'll take it.
It works in a pinch.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Okay.
so Sarah, are you gonna take the amulet?
Yes, she's already wearing it.
Immediately clasps it on, throws your hair back.
She like, we go back. Where'd the necklace go?
So as of now, just to recap, we're taking all of the artifacts. We're taking the body, bringing it in here, locking the door, and getting the hell out of here to figure out what happens next. Right?
Yeah, and we have all the information we need, at least in terms of documents and things like that, to give to
Oh, yeah.
Valka.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take out that book, like all the books that he was doing, because he has to make money for the money, and he's like, "Oh yeah, here, Idios, Kilian, I found these books. It's more ledgers."
Kind
That
of
was from his office earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of look through the books, and then I think there was one book in there that was not any kind of documents, right?
It was about the kids.
Yeah, I think there was wasn't there other stuff too?
Quite a bit.
One was like,
We could write a novel about this now.
yeah. One was about all the kids and like who to manipulate, and one was just about like the tax, like the people he was kicking out and how much money that he was doing for all the like estates.
We also have a list of people he was bribing over many years. List of artifacts, which I'm not going to share with anybody.
We're keeping
Well,
the
y'all,
blueprints,
but not.
the sewer blueprints, though.
Oh, yeah.
Got the Sarah blueprints with notes.
Okay.
You want to grab all the blueprints?
Yeah,
No, just the ones with the notes on them, which I already gave to Kilian with the note that came with it.
yeah, the
Got it.
sewer
Okay.
the
The
ones.
sewer blueprints, yep.
The sewer
Sewer
with
blueprints.
all, with the notations.
Should we go investigate those later?
I think it might be worth
Possibly.
checking out.
In this pile, is there any like gemstones, or is it just gold?
So many gemstones, yes.
shit.
There's a ruby the size of your head, like it's a like princess cut ruby. There's like many sapphires laying around,
Sarah was like,
a couple diamonds, Just regular old quartz, but cut really prettily and sparkly.
I was so on board with giving it back, but they're so pretty, and I think I need them.
Everything's just holding them like to her ears.
Take all the gemstones,
Rough
then.
estimate, how much would I be able to carry?
Y-
Of this?
in like just like your carry satchel, you could probably fit like 30 smaller stones or like 5 of the really big ones.
We're going big.
I want the big one.
Okay, one carries the small, one carries the big. There you go.
Add to your inventory like 5 extra large. Well, really, it's like 3 extra large rubies, 2 extra large sapphires, and 1 extra large rose quartz.
Ooh.
You can put them out in the moonlight. Charge them.
Ruby,
there any-
sapphire, and rose. Did I miss one?
Rose quartz. Yep.
How many small
You
ones?
could probably sprinkle in a couple small diamonds if you wanted to.
Excellent.
Are there any
I will
things
grab-
like jewel encrusted knives or chalices or anything like that?
No, this pile, like, there's lots of chests that you guys have not opened yet, but in this pile, it's like either raw or like just cut but loose gemstones and lots of gold and silver pieces.
Yeah, he'll. If there's raw gems, Zada will like those. He'll go for those.
Yeah, there's plenty of raw gems. You could add a couple raw gems of a variety. to your
I just
inventory.
start kicking open the other chests.
Yeah,
He'll
if
start
somebody
kicking
wants
open.
The raw emeralds are really lovely. This like deep, like they almost are black. They're such a deep green.
And Kilian wants to
They're
check out the other
untapped.
stuff too.
In the chests.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go to them and many of them are locked. But you have a key ring full of keys for different things that all go within this vault. So, yep. You within each of the locked chests, which are kind of like the reinforced chests around this like small wall and around the immediate pile, they're full of gold ingots, like gold bars. Like every single chest is full of gold bars. Each of which is worth 1,300 gold pieces. But they're heavy. You can only carry 2, maybe 3 if you're strong.
Are they
Without your
like
back really ripping off your shoulder.
are they like, you know how like some gold bars will have like embossing on it?
Like an
Is it-
How you
imprint.
know that each one is literally worth 1,300 gold pieces.
Okay.
And they're some of them are embossed with the Tuzankin city symbol, and others are embossed with other city symbols as if they're part of like a trade.
I have an idea. So we know that they've been looking for this artifact, which we're all kind of assuming is the quill. Why don't we use the quill to make sure that they will actually disperse this among the people?
That's what I was planning on doing.
Okay.
They
Now that I
openly
know that
said
it
that
knows
even
it.
if they openly said we could take it, they just wanted it out of his hands.
Correct.
I think
Okay.
I like that. It's a good idea.
So, do we think this is actually the money of the city? Or
Probably.
is this
City
stuff
treasure.
that he
Yeah.
embezzled?
I'll be a nice DM and remind you. You have found 2 separate ledgers that are both supposed to have documented every dirty coin that has come and gone from this city vault. This is essentially the city's wealth that you're seeing down here. The physical part of the city wealth. That's not like banknotes and things. You have found 2 different ledgers that are both supposed to be the city ledger. One of which was found down here in the basement, one of which was found upstairs in the locked office. If you were to take the time to compare the 2, you would find that roughly the amount of things you find appropriately sorted and locked in chests in this room that Kilian is now unlocking and opening and kind of inventorying, the ledger you found upstairs equals what's in the chest, organized and sorted. And you could surmise that one of the ledgers is false and does not account for this pile of riches in the center of the room that is not accounted for within the actual legal city ledger, the one that hides all all
So
the
the
dirty.
stuff in the middle is the stuff that he's been skimming.
Correct. And then
Yeah.
everything else belongs to the city. So we should leave that alone.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
gold is free for the taking.
Who's
Well, it was
paying their
technically
taxes
stolen.
with giant rubies, though?
Nobles? I guess. I mean, Serafina has a ton of gems. I thought that's what they just paid him with.
Seraphina's still like holding them to the face, like
See what I mean?
Like, can you imagine just showing up and being like, "Here's my tax money," and it's just a giant ruby?
It would work. That's currency here in this world.
So what else? You said those were the armored boxes that are around the circle. What about these 3 that are at the back end?
Yeah, those are just full of more of the gold and silver and a few platinum pieces that are, part of the like appropriately accounted for city money.
Okay,
That's it,
then
right.
Bula's gonna take just a little bit from the pile doesn't belong to the city. Just enough, she kind of counts it out of what would be enough to get, I don't know, 6 or 7 meads and a good meal. She's like, that's enough.
I mean, grab yourself if you want good mead, grab yourself 40 gold. It's more than enough to get yourself a good amount of mead for the next month.
Legit.
So
That's all she needs.
it's not the smartest boy in the shed, but he's gonna grab the gold from the pile, go to the other chest with the platinum, put the gold in there, grab the platinum piece, and just take that. Way less weight.
Yeah, for sure. Add 1 platinum piece to your inventory.
Way less weight.
Seraphina's gonna turn to Ados with her like giant rubies, be like, "Where are we with taking these?"
That's fair game.
Morally.
I'm gonna say, Ado shakes his head, kind of unhappy with how things have kind of transpired here with all this wealth, and he'll just turn and walk out.
Seraphina, do you pocket 2 large rubies? They're like cushion cut. They're really pretty square cut.
Just throw the salt on the wound.
She will, seeing Ados, she will leave them. She will leave them.
Very brave. Very.
And
Zana
it breaks
goes
her
up
heart.
behind-
And single tear rolls down her face.
Oh no!
As she's
makes me feel
leaving
bad.
and he puts it down, Zana just picks him up and takes it with him. He's just like, why didn't she take these? Just grab them, take with it.
Nice. All right. With most of you leaving with heavy pockets, make your way back out to the main room. And you see at the top of the ladder, every now and then, you look up at the trapdoor and you just see the maid,
maid is
Hazel, just pacing back and forth across the room, trying not to look at the dead, black bleeding body on the couch. And just nervously waiting for instructions on what to do.
Bula takes out 10 of the gold that she took and she gives them to the maid.
You climb up and...
Oh, I closed the vault.
Okay,
as,
you close them off.
the
We
last
need,
person out.
we need to put the body
Yeah.
in there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you want to put it in there now?
That was the plan, I thought.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So then we get
He'll
the
just-
key to the Thieves Guild and the body's their problem.
Mm-hmm.
They will also have access to the entire treasury of the town.
That's what we're using the Zone of Truth for.
Right?
Right.
To make sure that their
Before we give
intentions
them
are
the key.
yes.
I'm just verifying.
Yes.
Ados will shove the body down the chute.
Oh, yeah. Just loud, wet smack as it hits the floor below, and
Zana just
The
picks
people
it up
that are
and just
still
chucks it in there.
just heave-hose it. It lands
Yeah.
in the body of coins, the top one of the demon bodies.
Well, he wouldn't even get it that far. He just throws it inside the
Just
little
inside the door.
hallway. Yeah,
Just
just,
a tube.
it's in the tube. That's all he cares about.
Slam the doors, spin the wheel, turn the lock. You have now locked your problems away.
So as we're wrapping up the body, Seraphina's gonna start prestidigitating the office with all of his black ichor. So there's no evidence of that left behind.
Yeah, it's
Except for
nasty and
the-
it takes a minute, but you do so.
Just a hole in the cushion at the back of the chair.
She
One of
flips the
cushion.
Just turn it around, it's fine. Yeah, you all managed to kind of cover a little bit of your tracks doing so. And Hazel, once she sees you all start coming up, sees you take the body downstairs, all these things are happening, she just kind of like sits in the one wooden chair in the office and is just kind of rocking back and forth, like muttering to herself, like, I don't have a job anymore, what am I gonna do? I didn't know it was gonna go this way, Volka said, and she's just like muttering very anxiously to herself about what's gone down today in her place.
Do you have anywhere to go, Hazel?
I live here? Upstairs? I could go to my room?
Maybe you should go to the Boy and Banshee. We have some friends there that may be able to give you a job and place to stay while this whole thing rolls over. You might not want to stay here with what's about to transpire.
I don't want to stay here anymore.
Or should we take her to Compere Volka?
Oh yeah, they are friends. Do you want to go?
Volk likes me too. Whatever you think is safest, I'll do that.
Yeah,
Or
let's do that then.
put her at the Buoyant Banshee until we make sure that Compere Volka's okay.
Compere Volka not okay?
Oh, she's fine.
Perfectly fine. But stay with the Boy and Banshee. And yeah, well, you already gave her 10 gold, right?
Yeah, I did.
So she can just keep her room for a few nights, and then 10 gold will last you quite a long time. If you need more, we can supply you with some more money.
We're staying there as well, so we will be in touch, I promise.
Can keep you safe.
Oh, you promise?
I swear.
Of course.
Okay, I'll go to the Banshee. What? Who do I talk to?
Ask for Barnacle or Hattie, and tell them that Ido sent you.
Okay. And she pulses up her skirts, pockets that 10 gold carefully, and says,
Take whatever you need from your room, whatever you want, and then leave.
Yes. And she suddenly has a slightly more brave demeanor, and she looks down the open door that you threw the body down and spits down into the basement. Flings her skirts around and throws off her apron down into the basement and exits the house.
Did we lock the door?
I did.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
And I will close the trap door and move the thing so it locks it back up. Because I'm the only one that knows how to open it now.
Yeah, the globe, you rearrange it so that
I wait till everybody leaves and then do that, so because no one else knows about it except for me.
Damn, you got us.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah, you do so. You relock. You hear the magical locking mechanism click back into place, and throw the rug back over the trapdoor, and exit just behind your friends. And where do you all go?
Are we going straight to Compere Volka?
The botanical
what we
one, yeah.
know?
That
So
would be
that nobody
probably
else-
smart.
Stumbles across this before we get there.
Quickly and as hurriedly as possible. Yes. Chink,
Alright.
chink,
We go.
chink.
All right, incredible. And for time purposes, this is where we'll pick up next week. We're gonna close our session for tonight. Thank you all for watching. And thank you to our incredible Knights of D20. Round of applause for all of you. You're incredible. What a fun time. We will be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, to see what happens to these daring adventurers next as they go to discuss what has transpired here with Compere Volka and the Crimson Cloak Thieves Guild in the dangerous and mysterious world of Dion. So everybody watching, we love you. Good night. And thank you 1,000 times. We'll see you next week. Bye.